Hi all, it's Kylie from Kylie's Cardcraft. Thanks for joining me again today. Little design team project for Whichcraft Do on the cards for today. Now we've just got another little tab album, but tabbed slightly different to my normal ones. But this one is one of the Neverending ones. So when you open it, now this hasn't been completely, what's the word I want? Prettied up, and that's not the word I want, but I'm having one of those moments. But we're going to do it as we go. So this one's just fully tabbed. I have done my background pages. Okay, and then we go again. This is so easy to do in any size. So we're going to be playing with a couple of different sizes today, but the papers that we are using is, as I said before, Whichcraft Do, a couple of their new ranges, and I haven't printed them all out by any stretch of the imagination because there's always so many pages in their kits. So I tend to go through and select the ones that really hit me straight up and I go, oh, want to do something with that, and I print those out, and then as I play I tend to go back and print out more that will then work with what it is that I'm actually doing, and I still don't get to print them all out, I think. So we've got, these are both Vintage Grunge, as I said, they're new kits. One is Elements and one is Papers, so there's two kits here. And I think the Vintage Grunge Elements has like 146 pages. The Papers has 50 something, I think 56 from memory. They are both beautiful. They work together superbly, of course, because they match. The Elements has butterflies, it has photos, it has tags, numbers, which is just me. Oh, I wonder what colours I'll be working in today. As again with all of their kits, they'll come in brown tones, green tones, blue tones, purples, pinks, orangey, rusty colours. So there are lots of different tones of the same thing so that you can choose your colour theme. We all tend to work in different colours. The colours I tend to work in are these browns, deeper greens, so that's what I'm working in. These are still all the element. Some of them I've got two lots of. There were even flowers, a couple of different flower pages. I've printed out one. Butterflies, of course, in all your different tones again. This is the browns and the rusts, and I've printed that out a couple of times. These beautiful, beautiful rulers and measurements. Different. Now, that's what I want to show you. Same page. Can you see the difference in the colour if I put that there like that? The bottom one is standard copy paper. Okay, so it prints fine and it looks fine and it gives you no extra thickness in your albums or your embellishments, things like that. This is presentation paper. I use the Kodak presentation paper. It's a matte paper, but can you see the difference in the colour? See how the copy paper's just slightly washed out? I will still use both, but when I want a real big pop, and most of my embellishment wise, I tend to print in the presentation paper. So as I said before, there's the rulers. Again, look at the difference in the colour. Presentation paper, copy paper. Just makes all the difference. More photos, this time in little slides. Next size of them. This was my favourite page. I think this is my favourite page in all of it. You've got your tickets, you've got numbers, you've got your film strips, different tickets. Again, they come in all the different colours. So I've got greens and my browns. There are words, numbers, etc. All your different colours again. And there's another range in the butterflies. So those other butterflies, which I had at the front because I've been fussy cutting a pile. So see how you get the different colours in the butterflies? They'll range in all the colours. They're the papers that we are using today. So that is Vintage Grunge, both in elements and papers. I love these, absolutely love these. If I can pick them up, I'll love them even more. Right, so as I said before, what we're doing is our little tab book. These are very easy to make. I'd forgotten about these style. I came across one that I'd made, it'd have to be 15 years ago, and we did it as a card making class. But I looked at them and I thought they'll work so well in our journals, or they can become a journal in their own form. So I've done this one as a very small one, and he measures, from memory, it was 3¼ inches, my main pieces. Let's have a look, by 4 and something, I think. 4¼ by 3½. Well, it's close. But that size is either a mini journal or something you can tuck into a journal. What I want to show you how to make this with is a larger one, just so that it's easier, you can see the full thing. Then we'll go on to a larger one, and then we'll go back to our smaller one to decorate with all these beautiful, beautiful bits and pieces with these kits. So what you're going to need, if you'll notice with this one, it actually folds right out. So it's a concertina type album, and it all just folds back in. Okay, like so. So you're going to need 12 base pages. So these are your these sorts of pages, okay? Not the decorated one, the one that's underneath it. And I've just used some green that I had floating around. I then went and started using my 12 by 12 papers in the plain ones that I've got oodles of and I just don't use anymore. So I thought we'll get and start using some of these. So you're going to need 12 base papers, which are these ones, okay? Or more if you want to keep making this larger. You are then going to need, be it the same colour or a different colour. I thought I'd do these in a different colour so that you can see exactly what we're doing. And these are our tabs. Okay, now these are 1½ inches wide by whatever width you want to make them, or height you want to make them for your tabs. So these ones here are about 4¼ They were just bits that I had left over. I've got another one half done so that we can keep jumping through, and the tabs are slightly smaller on that, but they are all 1½ inches wide. What you're going to need to do first, cut those ones. These are for a larger journal, so these are about 6 by 4, I think. Yep, 6 inches by 4 inches, or round about, what, 10 centimetres by 15 centimetres? Round about. Okay, so you'll want 12, at least 12 of those, and you'll need 5 of these, which will give us 6 pages. You will want to score down the centre, top to bottom. So down that lengthwise, score dead smack in the middle. Okay, so you can see that this was 1½ inches. So we've scored this at 3/4 of an inch. If you're doing centimetres, do them 4 centimetres, score them at 2 inches. You're going to want to then fold these over where you've scored them, give them a good crease. Now this is basil cardstock, I think, or one of the very similar ones that look like basil and all the rest. So it has like a right and a wrong side, so it has a texture on one side, it's plain on the other. I don't ever worry about that, really makes no difference. So I've only got 4 of these, but we're not making the whole thing with this one. We're going to slip over. Again, I've used a basil cardstock. This is in their Swiss dot that they put out, so it's plain on one side. So this actually has a right and a wrong side. Okay, so what we want is, with our first one, we want a tab on the left hand side, and we want this tab to go underneath so that we see the full sheet on this. Now I find that I've been doing this with double-sided tape just to adhere my tabs in. I like my tabs, and I'm going to try and go evenly with these, to be round about 1/4 of an inch away from that fold. So I'm just going to put a mark about 1/4 of an inch. Okay, and I'm going to no I'm not, I'm going to run my double-sided tape from one mark to the other. So it's round about 1/4 of an inch from the fold on the right hand side of that tab. Okay, peel that off, and then this is going to go on that. All right, down the edge of that, so that I've got 1/4 of an inch showing from the left hand side of my full page to the fold. You will also want to pop this tab evenly top and bottom in this. Again, if you want to, mark it, work out where you're going to go and put a little bit of a mark there. So what have we got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7/8 of an inch. 7/8 of an inch. That's pretty good. Otherwise, use your grid. Okay, so I'll tend to sit that on there so that I'm nice and even on my grid, and then I can sit this in here so that I know that I'm even. I'll lift up one corner, keep it straight, lift up one corner, slide it in. I can see where I am. See how I'm too low down this side? I need to lift it up a little bit. Okay, slide it in so that I'm on that mark, just like so, and then just push him down. You can see that you're round about. Give that a push. There is your first fold. Okay, this one, your next one, is going to go the same direction. The easiest way to do that, fold this back over. Once you've got your head round it, it's fine. It's just getting your head around which way everything is going to start with. So I'm running my double-sided tape down, peeling that off, and this time, now remember I said right side, wrong side. So what we're going to do with this one, turning this up so that my right side is down, I'm going to fold my tab over. Right side is now up, and I'm going to match those two together. Okay, give that a push down, and we've got our first tabbed part. That was nice and easy. It's when you start to go into your other bits, because the next one we want, all right, so here's this one. The next one we want is going to fold that way. Okay, remember we're concertinaing this. So this time what we need is for our tab to go that way. Does that make sense? So our last one, our tab went that way. This time it's going that way, so that we've got our point coming towards us. So same sort of thing, but this time our double-sided tape's going to go on my wrong side of this. Okay, because it's going to stick down like that. So again, I want my 1/4 of an inch on this one, or close to, round about. Don't fret if you're not too far off it. Okay, so sticking that one on like that. Peel off your backing, and we need to go back on this one. Again, with this one, these are our hardest. Our first two that we do are going to be the hardest because it's working out exactly where they are. I can even that up, sit that one there, sit that one there. Let's have a look. I want to go above that, don't I? Like that. Like that. Give that a push. All right. This time, So now we've got that one, and we're going to go that way this time. The easiest way to do it now is again, set this together and adhere down there. So we're back onto this side. I'm just going to turn it round because I'm a righty. It makes it a little bit easier. I'm going to run that down there around about 1/4 inch. Peel that off. So sitting, this is our right side, this is our right side. Sitting those on top of one another so that they all line up, and folding it over and closing it down. So now we've got this concertina actually happening. Okay, so our next one, so we've gone like that, we've gone like that. These are all on this side, the wrong way up. Okay, so now what we want is our little tab with the point facing down again, and we're going to go back onto that. Now it gets easier because we've got a tab on both sides, so we can see where it is we need to pop our tab each time. So we're going to pop our double-sided tape down here, round about that 1/4 inch mark, straight down. Right, peeling that one off, closing your tab because it's easier when it's closed, and now all we're doing is lining up with our old tab because this is our next sheet that we're going on with. So I've turned it around because that's easier for me. I'm just lining my tab up, giving that a push. Here's my next sheet, which is going to go on there. So again, I will fold it over that way. I can pop my double-sided tape down here, and so on and so forth. This now gets easy because you've done your first couple, and all you're doing is sitting them over each other each time. So here's the next one. All right, flat, wrong side to wrong side. Hold that down. Sorry, I have to turn them over because I need to go this way. Laying that one on there so that it lines up. Lining that one on there, giving that a crease, and now we're already like that. Okay, so if we continue on with 6 pieces, what we'll end up with, and here's one I've done before, tab slightly smaller. I'm trying to pull that one out. I need to pull those out because they're my other 6 to go in. So what we've now got is our concertina. Okay, you can see it all in there like so. So when it folds all up, it's like that. So it just keeps going over, but we're looking at the insides of all this. This is where we're using the other 6 of these. This is why we needed 12 of them, and they will adhere on top of that. So our tab disappears into it. Now I've found that just a glue stick works a treat. So if we just get our glue book out, down like that, find the glue stick, which I amazingly found in my room today because I ran out of the other one, and found where I'd thought was a really good place for the glue sticks when I was unpacking. Right, again, we're just going to line this up, match up our corners, match up your corner, and fold it down. Get rid of the glue on your hands. Find my little, which I've set here, give that a good push down, and you'll just continue to go on so that they're evened. Now, if you want to add extra pages, extra bits and pieces, now is the time to do it. So here's our next piece that's going to go onto there, right? Bang. But let's have a look at this. There we go, there we go, here we go. I've got an envelope here. It's a bit of a wonky envelope. Another envelope here. All right, little envelope. Let's say I want to put that in there like that. So I'm just going to adhere that. Then I'm going to adhere that on there. And now that page has an added extra as well. It just allows time and bits and pieces to tizzy it up a little bit. I'm looking to see what I did with my glue book, that's all. Right. I've been having a ball in here today, and I've got a glue book that is so glued, it's not funny. Right, so back with our just back with our glue stick. That'll do us. We're going to adhere this one down, so I'm just going to hang on to it. I'm going to line it up to where I want it, which is about even over the tab, round about, give or take, you know. Give that a push down, like so. Now I can glue all of this one, which we'll do here. So we'll just run our glue stick down there. And that's all you're going to do to make your little book. And you can make these as many or as little pages as you like. They're great, as I said before, they can either be used in a journal or as a journal. You imagine some writing paper popped in the same way, just fold over some note paper. I'm just lining up that. Fold over some note paper instead of the envelopes. Pop those between your sheets, as in these pieces. So now what we've got, when we close this guy, right, all closed, there's our front cover. Nice and sturdy now because it's the two sheets. I probably wouldn't use copy paper to make it. It's not going to be sturdy enough, even glued together. I'd go at least a 135 GSM. Copy paper is about an 80, so you want to go up a little bit, which is about the thickness of presentation paper, I suppose. So I would do at least that. So now we've got our opening page, then we've got a little envelope, and then it opens again, and you're going to, I'm going to move that out. That's the one we've just stuck down. Another sheet in there, and again, we could pop something in that. We could pop something to go into the top this time that'll flip up. Down the bottom that'll flip down. So on and so forth. It is very easy to make. Once you've made it, then we get to decorate it. Okay? So now we're up to this point. And this is the little one. So you've seen different sizes of it. This is now the little one. I've done my front cover. This one was done all in the same paper. Paper is slightly thicker than normal paper, so, you know, it wasn't cardstock. My tabs were cardstock. They were a cardstock that matched my actual thicker paper that I had. So, and they were scraps that I had sitting around. I just found a pile of them and I went, oh, all the same colour, we'll use those. So this is done in the smaller size. As I said before, you can see it's not straight. Each time I look down at this, I did this last night, and each time I look down at this, it is not straight. But if I decorate it enough, nobody will notice. So this just goes straight in. It's time to start decorating. I sat here last night with the beautiful Vintage Grunge papers and did my backings so that they were all done. And they are beautiful. That was my favourite. That had to be my favourite, so I used it a lot. These ones, here we go. These ones come in both portrait and landscape. I've got a pile of them here. Right, that's these. So here it is in copy paper. I've printed it out in copy paper. Then I've gone down and printed them out in presentation paper, copy paper. But you'll see what... Let's have a look. That might have been a... No, it's a landscape. I had it in landscape and I had it in portrait. But they come in both because I printed them all in portrait to start with. And then I looked through and I went, oh, it gives you the option in amongst the kit to have them done in landscape as well. So I then printed them out in landscape. Here's another tip. You know when your printer is either playing up or getting low in ink? I don't know if you can see that. Can you see the lines going through here? That's on normal copy paper. Yet when I printed the exact same sheet out in presentation paper, none of those lines came through. I always thought those lines meant I was getting close to running out of one of the colours in the ink, but obviously not. So you can see it's printed there in copy paper with the lines as well. It just, I don't know. I don't know. Beats me. I'm not technical enough to work all that out. Right, so we'll go back here. We'll start to decorate. As I said before, I have fussy cut a pile of little butterflies. I have no idea what time I started this video. Now, it also comes with tags. So here is a full page of tags that you can just cut and fold, cut and fold, cut and fold. It comes in the 3 sizes. That size, with a million of them, which now they are, I don't know, what are they? 3.5 centimetres, but 3/8 of an inch by 2 inches or 5 centimetres, and then they come in this size, which is your size up. I'm missing one. And then they come in the larger size. So that larger size works a treat for that larger one I'm doing. But I did notice that they will take most of it. And I want these either, I could add that again as another flip with some washi tape, or I could sit them in a pocket. I would probably trim these down just a squillion, just a squitch down there, just so that they're not quite so wide and I've got room if I want to pop them in a pocket. But we're working on these ones and these ones. I'm going to move those ones for this one. And if you look, these ones fit on this size beautifully. And I can do so much on them. I don't necessarily want that one straight there because it'll, they are just beautiful. I love them. Absolutely love them. So that will work really well with, and it truly doesn't need much else, does it? So let's just have a look at some bits. Love that 5. Let's go to 3. No, let's go that 3. What do you reckon? These, I think, are my new favourite elements, and ephemera bits and all the rest. Oh, love them. There's just something about numbers. There really is. So, now I'm just cutting these out. You could use a circle punch if you're worried about how you cut your circles, but you'll notice I'm just using my big scissors and I'm rolling the paper as I close my scissors. It's still not going to be perfect. Nothing is perfect. That's just life. Use your ink around it, which will take away some of the wobbles anyway. The bigger your scissors, the better the cut. Remember. Right. So I'm just going to get rid of the white that's on the edge now, either from where I've not cut around that or just the white core of the paper. And there's that one. Just playing with this. Let's have a look. And I think I want a little bit, just a little bit. Oh, a little bit more than that. Just a little bit more than that. Here we go. Got to use my cheesecloth. There's a piece. There's a piece. Let's have a look. I'm thinking that that just needs to be behind that butterfly. Just to give him some texture. Doesn't need to be that big. Oh, it could be. It just needs a little bit of texture for me. So we're just going to glue our number on. That was right about there, wasn't it? Tis now. A little bit of double-sided tape on the back of my butterfly, which will just hold my... I'm going to need some thinner double-sided tape. So I'll just go to the little one, and I can run that straight across his body, like so. And that'll just hold my cheesecloth in place while I work out where, see, so now it's just one piece. And now I can sit there. Yeah, I'm happier with that. It just gives that little bit of texture. It keeps them defined as well. So now we'll just pop some glue on that one. And I'll pop it on all of it and over where I've got that. Give it a good squish down. Put some chunky bits of glue in there. Right. So, and I'm going to actually use my tweezers now to pick him up while I still work out with this whether I want it as a pocket. The best thing about, there we go, the best thing about these tags is that if they're a plainer on the other side, plainer, they are lighter and plainer on the other side, so that you can still use them for journaling cards if you want. So that's really nice, and really I think it needs vellum, doesn't it? It would be lovely with a vellum. Now, do I have any vellum here? This is what I'm inquiring about. Hang on, just hold that thought. My vellum is just here. I'm just going to set my microphone there and we'll grab some vellum. Vellum. Put you back around. Sorry. Right, grab some vellum. The reason I love vellum as... Which side is it? That side. The reason I love vellum for pockets, and I just want some plain scraps, is that I still get to see my lovely tag that's underneath. That's not quite wide enough, so it's going to have to be wider. Now, if we go with the pencil down there, I want that about that, which gives me my 3 layers as well. So let's have a look. Straight down there. And about that high. Which side was it? That side. See, it's not quite a square now. About there. Right, about there. Which is a bit over 1, isn't it? So, a bit over 1, which will be just enough. I just rub those pencil marks out. Got that one, and I've got that one. I'm just going to use my normal glue, move that one out of the way. Oh, we all saw it was working a while ago, didn't we? All right. And then we can pop something on our vellum tag that still allows our journal card to go on the inside, but we still get to see through. So I've got 3 layers there. And I've given that a squeeze together a little bit so that it's not too tight and my tag will fit in without too much trouble. Right, so I want something on there. Of course I want something on there. Let's have a look. We'll just get rid of that, the rest of that vellum. Sit you there. I knew putting it over there would not be the bestest of things. Let's have a look and see what we've got. I've got those lovely tickets. I've got words. I've got words. I've got words. Look at that. And again, these are just 2 colours in this kit. If you go below into the description box, you'll see that there is a 25% discount code. Kylie.24, I think. I don't know. It'll be, go into the description link box below. There'll be a link. If you use the code, you'll get 25% off all their digitals. So go and have a look. Now, I've got that colour for that. What colour word do we want on here? Too dark. I feel like Goldilocks. Too dark, too light. Just right. And yes, I know I should be slicing these properly, shouldn't I? So let's do that. Let's go with a big one. I love these. I love the edges around them. I love the colours that are in them. I think these are my new favourite words. Majority, like we're talking 85, 90, 95% of my numbers and my words that I use that are printed out are from Whichcraft Do. They're just, I use them all the time. All right, so I'm looking at that one. Like so. Now I can always trim that a little bit narrower if I need to, but I don't really think I do. So I'll just get rid of that white core, like so, and I'm going to adhere that just there. Look, I can use my glue stick for that, can't I? If I can find my glue book. Yeah, so much for new studio tidy all the time. That hasn't happened. I'm all set up with all these wonderful new options to keep my desk tidy. Hasn't happened. There we go. All right. So I like that. That's really sweet. Now we can make this as grungy or as pretty as we like. This kit, even though it's called Vintage Grunge, is really, like, how sweet are they? Aren't they just so sweet? So let's go into some of these ones now. And let's just have a play with some of these, and then we'd better start looking at the time because I have no idea how long this has been. I did not look at the time prior to starting, and if I'm not kept in check, it could be as. I'm telling you, it could be as. Now, let's have a look here. What I'm actually thinking of doing. Oh, I don't know about that. Let's have a look. Now, if I'd thought about this, I would have tea-dyed the back of it. But can't do that because I could nearly make another one going like that, couldn't I? That could tuck in there. Let's just have a look at that, will we? Let's very quickly fold this and see if we can make another little concertina without a scoreboard. Going about there. Going over there. Take more time in it if you wish. This is me. Alright. Technically, she could be attached to that. That's quite nice, actually. But, the problem with that is that this is me, and it's dark white. So, this is just antique linen, and I'm just going to put some scruffs, you know, just some age in the back of this. Don't need that one because that one's going to be stuck onto the page. Right, so where's the rest of my brushed corduroy now? I'm just very lightly going over, like so. Like that. Now, my other thing is, I could sit there and cut out every one of those. And I would dearly like to, if we weren't on camera. And I've got a punch that'll do those, but I can't guarantee it's in the same place. So, we might just have to just scunge out the whites a little bit. This is just a me thing, and it's a pedantic thing, and I'm sorry, but, you know, we are what we are. I would, where am I going? Brush corduroy. Yeah, if this was just me playing around at my desk, I would have sat there fastidiously with my knife and cut those all out. But that will do. All right. We'll get rid of that one. We'll get rid of that one. Let's have a look. And we're going that way. I got that one. I got that one. I'm thinking I want her on there. That will go in like that. I've got just here, where did I have that? That measuring tape one, which was just ever so scrummy, and I had a half sheet of it sitting here. Alright, so we've got lots of mess. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Lots of mess. Right. I want that one, I'm thinking. So I'm just gonna, I can keep printing them out as many times as I like, can't I? So I like that one. I'm going to take that to about there. Like so. Down like that. With her over there, because all little kids grow. Hit that. Right, just to give it definition around the edge. It's over to the side. We will go with the glue stick. And the glue book. Like so. somewhere about there. I'll close her again. I want you there. And I just want that loose so that the closure of the book will keep that closed. So if I stick her in, I can pop a word down there, can't I? And I'm going to stick her in with something a little bit stronger than my glue stick. So I'm just going to use my normal white glue. Could use double-sided tape. Whatever's at hand. Because she'll have some pressure, her, I'm saying her because it's a little girl at the end, there will be pressure on it as it opens and closes. We want to make sure that it's going to stay on the page. Like that. Yeah. I don't think she's straight, but yeah. And again, five, 8, 4, 3, like so, in the middle of all those. Aren't these lovely? Aren't these just lovely? Right. Get rid of that white that's on it. Like so. And that's just going to go down like that. I've already got this one out. I was going to say the lid's not on it, so we'll use this one, but the lid's not on it either, glues, so I don't suppose it really makes any difference. The lid's not on my ink either. There is no lid on anything. Look at that, I like that. And yes, that will keep that closed beautifully. So when we undo it, and over time, it will stay even more closed, won't it? So we're down to here. We might do another page, and then we might have to call it quits because I have no idea. Absolutely, utterly no idea. Sorry. All right. And I showed you all those beautiful tickets and all the rest. So that was another one of those. So how about we use some washi tape or something to adhere that on to make another flap. Otherwise, you know, we could have put a bit on that when we glued them together and tucked it in there, which would have made another fold like I was showing you in the larger book. That would work a treat. But because we've already gone this way, I'm not going to use washi tape. I might actually use one of these words. So the largest, recollections. I'm thinking recollections might be a good word. So let's just pull that one out. I don't have it there, do I? They would have been a better colour. No. Don't second guess yourself, Kylie. Just go with it. Right. We will fold this one in half. Yes, it's only small, so it's going to be a little bit difficult, but I'm sure we can do it. All right. I'm going to just ink my edges again. All I'm doing is getting rid of that white core colour that's sitting there because they were done on white paper, of course. I just want to get rid of that. Probably need some more ink on my blending tool, but that's all right. Now we're going to fold this, okay? So I'm just bending my fibres to start with, just to give it a little bit of a curve. now I can sit it down and fold. So I'm folding it in on itself, like so. Try and get it as straight as I possibly can. Make sure it's got a nice crease. Now it's going to go that way, I think. So that will be stuck to that side, and then that will be stuck to that side. Then we can decorate. Technically I would decorate it prior to doing this, but because we're, I think, running short on time, just have no idea. I'll show you how to attach this, and then we can go from there. Okay. So, and this is where I tend to get very sticky. I want that way around so that my recollections go from that side. So I'm just turning it round because I'm a righty. Even that up about there. Right on the edge, just like when we were doing our tabs. And hoping that both edges are straight. That looks all right. Give that a good push down. Look at that. Need to go as close to our edge as possible, otherwise it's going to foul it when we open it, if that makes sense. I have gone a little bit out there. Can you see that I've gone a little bit out? I'm going to need to trim that, otherwise what will happen, this will be closed, and as I go to open it, it's not going to want to open properly because it's got a little piece there. So we can trim a little bit of that. Fingers crossed, because my glue is already without trimming the folded piece of our word. Okay. That's a little bit better. And we literally didn't take much off, but it was enough to foul it as we're going. Right. So now we'll glue this side. Okay. Whoops. Okay, let's have a look at that. Very similar to when we were tabbing everything. Working out where exactly we want that. So it's centered. Oh, I want it centered anyway. It doesn't have to be centered. All right. That will, yep, that allows that to go over beautifully. That could then be decorated and all the rest. So I hope you've enjoyed this little album. It is very easy to do, and it makes use of these beautiful papers. Aren't they the most gorgeous papers? I love them. Absolutely love them. It is such a wonderful kit. I'm going to have a ball doing the rest of this and the larger one and the other larger one and all the rest. But for now, I will say toodaloo because I have no idea. New camera. Don't know. Oh, yes, I think I do. All right, we've been on too long. So until next time, happy crafting. Thanks for joining me and see you next time. Bye.